Hi, everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.CA. We're always being asked about first generation Mustangs. Well, here we have one. It's a 1970 Ford Mustang convertible. It's got the 302 cubic inch V8 with an automatic, the C4 Select-O-Matic automatic transmission. And it's going to be lot 249 on CollectorCarCanada.CA. So you can find it on the website as lot 249. Same as normal, we're going to fire it up and then I'll grab the car, or rather the camera, for a handheld portion of the video and do a walk around. But let's hear it start up and go from there. So there we go, nice easy start, no problem at all. And you can hear it idle. It's got a nice rumble of a 1970 V8. We've got some driving videos on the detailed listing as well if you want to hear the engine under load. But that'll do for this portion of the shot, and we'll take a look at the engine. All right, another look at the profile of this glorious 1970 Mustang convertible. We'll cruise on in, release the hood, and take a look at the engine compartment. No in-cabin hood release, just the one up here in the front. And you can see that not only from the outside, but even the engine compartment's been nicely detailed by the owner in preparation for the sale. A couple of aftermarket items that jump out right out at me is that Edelbrock air cleaner with the chrome top. The owner is including the factory air cleaner. And you can also see these dressed up valve covers labeled Mustang and powered by Ford. Note, the original valve covers do not come with the car. Another item that's aftermarket is this MSD ignition system. So bye-bye points, electric ignition. So we'll cruise on into various parts just to hear the idle. So this is an AC car, as you can tell, and the owner tells us the AC is blowing cold. The car's had about $15,000 worth of work in the past couple of years. Please do see the detailed listing for lot 249 for all the details on that. But one last look at the engine, and we'll button it up and start our exterior walk around. So this is not the factory paint, and it's very close to the factory color, but it's a gold, and we've got the paint code and Ford color on the detailed listing. It is a Ford color, but it's newer than the 1970. Moving over here, we've got the familiar Ford wheels. By memory, I believe these are a Magnum 500 wheel. We'll check on that. We'll make sure to get that in the detailed listing. These are a 15-inch wheel all around. And it's important to note that the original 14s with tires are included. So we've got pictures of those on the detailed listing as well. Although the tires look nearly new, that does evidence the usage level of them. However, they're about 20 years old, so they're probably not roadworthy, but they're no problem at all with the wheels. I think it's safe to cut the engine. We don't need the engine running for this part of the video. There we go. So not an original paint car, but an original looking car, and certainly a quality repaint. You can see that original Mustang emblem in place here on the fender. I didn't show it while we had the hood up, but there are pictures of fender stamping on the interior of the fenders underneath the hood, and we have pictures of those on the detailed listing. But yeah, I noticed two flaws only in the paint. while we did the detailed photos for lot 249. Here's one here, really light little chip, and I'll show it with a loonie to give you a sense of perspective. So quite tiny, but it's there, and I want to show it to you. Nice chrome surround with the chrome wiper arms as well, and chrome antenna in place. This car is equipped with side mirrors on both sides. So here's a good look at the bullet-shaped driver's side mirror. Nice chrome strip on the rocker. And another one of the Magnum 500 wheels. The tire size, 235/60 R15. So again, these tires are, well, the wheel set is upgraded from the 14s up to the 15s, and an S-rated tire on there. I noted date codes of 2017 and 2018 when we were doing the photos of the car. Looks like we've got the trunk open a little bit here. I'll shut that so we can get a good look at the gaps. All the light surrounds look to be original. So although they don't look mint condition, the car's 55 years old, they do show a nice bit of originality, a bit of natural fading as you'd expect from a convertible. This is originally a California car, and the owner bought it out of Florida in 2007. So it's been in Canada 18 years, and it's available in Hamilton. You can see the dual exits, chrome finishes on the exhaust. We'll get a look at the exhaust system here. You can see the pipes exiting, and a recent fuel tank in place as well. All the letters for Mustang are in place, which looks really sharp. The gold paint really does pop in the sunlight here today. On April 13th, 2025 is the date we're shooting this video. As well as being an emblem, this is also the gas cap, so we can take a look at how clean it is under there. So a little bit of evidence of the repaint there. There we go. And I always like this shot of a convertible with the top up from the rear. Looking pretty sharp. Reverse lights in place. The car is Ontario safety, so that's an important consideration for Ontario buyers. The Ontario Safety Standard Certificate is valid and will be valid while the car is on offer on our website. Car's got a white top. We're not going to show the top in this video, but we do have several photos of it with the top up. Nice clean top, leak-free top, and with a vinyl window that's pretty clear. You can see it close up on our top in operation videos. It's a power top, so we shot videos of both the top coming up and coming down, and you get a good look at that vinyl window in that video. You can see some of the leaf spring suspension there and behind the wheel, but another look at the BF Goodrich raised white letter radial TAs. Again, 235/60 R15, tire size at all four corners, a square set with the Magnum 500 wheels and Pony Mustang center caps. There's a good look at that antenna. I don't see any corrosion even on it. Nice chrome finish, chrome surround on that windshield as well. And here's that same Mustang emblem on the passenger side fender. Good look at the fourth wheel. There are pictures of the car with the headlights on, both with the low beams and the high beams, but of course the car has passed its Ontario Safety Standards certificate, so no worries at all about the lights. That's certainly an item on there. The specs on the car just flies. Look at that. I did find one other paint imperfection while we were doing the photos, and I cannot remember right now where it is, but please do take a look at our detailed listing for lot 249, and we've got it similarly photographed with a tuning. But there's a good look at the front of a 1970. Of course, the 69 had the 4-round headlights across, and then the 71 to 73 was a different sort of style altogether, the last of the first generation Mustangs. And then of course the Mustang 2 came along in 1974 model year. So there's a good look at the exterior. We'll climb inside and have a look at the inside. Before I jump right in, there are a couple things I'd like to show you. One is the upholstery. So you can see the pattern of the upholstery is the same front and rear. However, the coloring is a little different. That is because the The inserts on the front seats have been changed. The rear is believed original, and it matches the photo of the brochure we have for a 1970 Mustang on the detailed listing. And I'll also note one imperfection on the inside here. There's a tear on the seam here between bolster and insert, but the owner has told us that there is further material, being that he had these inserts placed in himself. He's got more of that material if the new owner wants to replace one insert. And we do know that this material can be had now. It'll take an internet search or two, but you can get that same matching material in case the new owner is going to want to have the matching front seats. So they're not matching, but they're not really contradictory either, I'd say. Another detailed item, the current owner has changed the seat belts for safety, and the originals remain in place in the rear. So the front, probably a bit more modern Ford buckle. I do recognize this as a Ford piece though, and it's a lighter color belt itself, whereas the old buckle and the black belt itself remain in place from the factory here in the rear. The car was built in Dearborn, Michigan, and then, as I say, California and Florida history. The owners dressed up the car a little bit here with these newer Mustang mats. So you see the embroidered Mustang logo, and the color of the mat is also a good match for the carpet here. A couple little flaws here in the door card on the driver's side only. I didn't see these on the passenger side. A couple cracks in the vinyl here on the driver's door. Crank windows, and you can see that accessory light still lighting up, being that the door is open. And as we take a look at the instrumentation, we'll zoom in on that odometer. It reads 56,337 miles. We do have a little bit of a write-up. The odometer's been changed, and we'll tell you why the owner believes the car to be 104,000 miles. I did mention earlier that the car's had significant amount of work done in the past couple of years, and that includes an engine rebuild. So we already saw the look of the engine. We're also quite confident in how the engine runs. Watch our startup video and our driving videos to get a better sense of that. So there's an alternator gauge over on the left, and then towards the right, fuel and temp, as well as an oil pressure gauge here on the far right. Got lights as you'd expect on a knob on the left of the steering wheel. Here are your wipers and even a cigarette lighter and a parking brake light. The parking brake is operated with your foot, and the bright light switches down that way as well. I'll call this a retro look stereo. The car's got quite a booming stereo. You can see on the detailed listing the pictures of the trunk where there's an amp complete with a cooling fan as well as a CD changer. So it's got quite a sound system, even though you might not guess it from the look of that retro look AM FM radio. The CD label is in place. Another nice feature, especially for for a 1970 model convertible, air conditioning in place and blowing cold. Cruise-o-matic 3-speed C4 Ford transmission. We got a glove box over here, which is nice and operable. There are a couple of personal items in there, so I'm not going to open it up. The simulated wood grain features that Mustang emblem. Matching wood grain here on the door card, of course, as well as the driver's door card. And this console is aftermarket. It's a pretty good match for the factory look. It's in place by Velcro only. So the car was console free when it came out of the factory. If the new owner wants to return to the factory look, that just tears out with Velcro. The Velcro is really strong though, so I'm not going to tear it out right now. And that nice touch, in addition to the storage, of course, is the cup holders. We wouldn't see a modern car without them. And here's a better look at the rear seat. The rears of the front buckets, I don't notice any tears in those. They look pretty good to me. And again, the original upholstery in the rear. Power top, I believe I said that. There are videos of it in operation on the detailed listing for lot 249. And I think that's a pretty good view of the interior of the car. I'm going to skip the trunk in this video, but please do take a look at the detailed listing for photos of the trunk. And we'll just take one more walk around it. Again, CollectorCarCanada.CA, lot 249. one last walk around here, and then we'll move along to some closing thoughts and a little bit more detail about the car. I'll also mention that there's extensive documentation for this car available on the detailed listing. And a beautiful view of the city of Hamilton and Lake Ontario in the background. Okay, so there's a great look at the 1970 Ford Mustang convertible with a 302 cubic inch V8. Horsepower rating from the factory is on the detailed listing. It's got a 3-speed C4 automatic sending power to the rear wheels. And please do take a look at our other videos on the listing for a sound of that engine under load. Again, lot 249, CollectorCarCanada.CA. Thank you for watching, and on to the next car.